Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to another pre-market pulse scan. Today is Thursday, June the 15th, 2017. The time is about 8 minutes after 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, jumping right into the thick of things here. Looking at the overnight markets, you have the Dow Jones down 80 points right now at 21,247. NASDAQ 100 is at 56.75 3/4, down 57 points. The emini S&P 500 is at 24.21, down 14 1/4 points. Natural gas slipped some more. It's now at 294. Gold is down pretty substantially, down $17.60 at 1258.30. Silver is at 1682, down 31. Crude oil is down 20 cents at $44.52.5. And bonds, the big bonds, 155.16. Bonds have broken out to the upside. Unbelievable what we are seeing here in these bonds. I have a chart up here of Bank of America. We've been in a downtrend channel here, but as you can see, the acceleration to that downside has been pretty mute. It's just been a gradual thing where it gains and loses momentum along the way. Seems like the last two rallies were sold. This one seems to be failing though and not selling like the other ones did. We could be seeing a delay like we did back here. This is the week of March the 6th of 2017. Had a mute week, but then we actually start accelerating in the prior week. Are we going to see that next leg down for next week? It's tough to say at this point. But all things being equal, this is a weekly chart. This stock did top out at $25.80, and here we are now at $23.76 based on the close. But we have rampage coming up here, all right, and it should be enough to at least hold prices between 25 and 26. All right, so I think we're gonna flatten out here a little bit, level off, and then gradually head back up again. This is one of the reasons why I think that. Let me show you. This is the key index, the XLF, all right? And you can see the XLF is showing green on the screen. Even though it finished flat, it was still higher than the prior week's close. And trading above the blue momentum line as well. All it needs is a close above $23.84 this week, and it's fine. All right. The momentum for the financial sector remains intact, and you have rampage coming up here, even though it's not, steep. It's still enough to level off prices and keep prices trading somewhere between around this 25 to 26 level. So I do believe that this is the same thing that's going to play out in Bank of America. That's why you're not seeing so much conviction in the selling, because overall you see this stabilizing. All right. You do have this pointer back here to contend with from the week of March the 13th, 2017. Got to deal with it at some point. This pointer is going to need to be dealt with. Now, it's still possible that in the near term it might, but then again, we have this topping off type, leveling off ramp pitch coming up, so I don't know. We could fall off the cliff first, come down and test these supports, and then follow upward trajectory, or it's just tough to say. The downtrend channel you can see here clearly, but it's looking like we're trying to break out. Will it be a false breakout? Will it get sold? I don't know. But right now, this is what we're looking at. Now, according to the algos say that we are still, and this is the interesting part, it's saying that we are locked into a parabolic situation. All right, and this is looking at the algos. So there's something that is showing a locked-in bullishness that is starting to go parabolic, even though we haven't necessarily broken out that much. Now this ETF doesn't move that much anyway, but for what we have, it has pretty much gone in a straight line for the most part. So that's what the algos are picking up. Remember, for those of you who are new, the algos don't necessarily coincide with what you're looking at on the chart. The algos speak of what's happening underneath the surface. It's like looking over at a river that looks calm and tame on the surface, but the undertow is absolutely catastrophic. All right, that's what the algos are. So that's one way, and really the best way, to understand how the algos dictate and control the markets. All right, things can look calm on the surface, but it's the undertow that you can't see with the naked eye that's catastrophic. And this is what the algos pick up on. So with that being said, the market is moving in like kind to what we have here, and it's stabilizing at its, I want to call it, median or momentum price. The momentum price right now in the XLF is $24.35. All right, that's the momentum price. And yesterday we closed, above that. So this is just what we're seeing. Also, we had institutional money enter into the market. Yeah, institutional money playing in the market, all right, within the last 24 hours. So we have to pay attention to that. The last reading of institutional money being shifted around was back on June the 6th, all right? And now here it is June the 15th, and we see institutional money shifting around again. Cannot ignore that. Got to watch that. Got to see what manifests as a result of that, okay? So we're on it. So I think that this, we have not seen the highs yet, but at some point, we have to deal with the pointer and deal with that correction. All right, so knowing that, being armed with that, let's move on. Let's take a look at a couple of things. I got some requests here that I want to deal with. So let's knock those out real quick. Oh, okay, here it is. All right. They asked about Fitbit. All right, here's Fitbit. Keep in mind it's a weekly chart. It's fallen from $51.90 back from August of 2015 to a low of $5.04, and it's trading now at $5.14. All right. So it's pretty much flatlined at this point. All right. It's under a tremendous amount of selling pressure at this point. Have we seen the lows? It's tough to say at this point. Let's see if I can find anything in the algos. Let's see. See what I can tell you on this one. All right. The algo suggests that the downtrend is still parabolic with no end in sight, and momentum is locked in on the downside. There's absolutely nothing happening within the bullish perspective in this stock. So this stock is still a short. It's a shorting candidate. For those that are short, they're holding it. They've been short and they're not letting go yet. This has the potential to become a penny stock at this rate. I have not seen an uptick in quite a while. I'm looking back now, trying to see if we had any positive momentum come out of this, and we haven't. Looking at a daily chart. Okay, the last, no, that's not it either. I'm trying to find the last instance where buying worked out or there was some kind of pop. Okay, here we go. The last instance of a attempted rally was back on May the 3rd of this year. All right, you had a 1 day possible, actually you had a possible hold. I gotta be fair. You had a possible hold. Let's see, a 2 day hold, maybe 3. And that was it on that, so it didn't last. It was just a short-term little pop. That was it. And since then, there's been no buy signal, no bullish momentum whatsoever. It's just been straight down in a straight line. You've had rally alerts along the way that never panned out. And you had oversold conditions that never panned out, never turned around. Market still hasn't found support yet, hasn't found a bottom yet in Fitbit. And has since from then turned from, being in a locked-in bear trend to a full-blown parabolic move now. It's picking up downside momentum. So Fitbit, it's not ready to turn yet. So I would not be looking to buy that one. That's a sell short candidate. All right, the next question was on Ford Motor Company. Ford. Let's pull that up. The car industry has been in trouble for a long time. All right, so it's fallen from a high of $18.12 back in August of 2014 down to a low of $10.44 and currently is at $11.22 on this weekly chart. It's been very choppy, but the overall trend has been down. And you've had some chop in it. All right, you've had some chop, some volatility. Okay. And it's a wildly held stock. But it's just been going down, 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 down. All right, so this one has been shorter. Now, the downtrend, as you can see on the chart, is locked in. And within the last 3 trading days, we have overbought readings. And let's see what else we got. It's trying to lock in on on the momentum picture on the bull side of the argument here, and you can see that right here. We popped up, closed above it, managed to stay. Yeah, we're managing to stay. It's trying to get its footing. It's trying to do one of these numbers here. It's trying to do one of these numbers here. All right, so this market is famous for its little bear market rallies off its lows. All right, likes to try to get something going here when it hits a new low. All right, so you can anticipate new lows will get at some point bidded back up. And really what the market's trying to do is deal with this right here. It hasn't really corrected off this move here from the week of March the 20th of this year. All right. And it fell from $12.49 to $11.15 and has never recovered. You didn't get that retracement at all. So this is what it's trying to do, find a bottom. It's trying to find a bottom so that it can build a comeback. All right. All things being equal, what does this one need? It needs a close above $11.17 this week in order to lock in some positive momentum to build a bullish argument for next week. All right. That being said, first resistance is $11.52. Second resistance is at $12.15. If the market can get a nice positive close above 11.52 next week, or even this week, then it opens the door for the 12.15 run. And then who knows where it can go from there. So on this one, I can't say that you couldn't try to buy this on a bounce. See if you get that bounce. It is very possible. We'll have to see. I just know that the trend is down though. So if supports get taken out, then this one will have another leg down and it will look like this one. So put this bar right here and that puts you into the, below $10. All right. We'll drop into the single digits. The next leg down, if this rally fails, will be single digits. Okay. So just putting that out there for you and forward. All right. The last request is for GoPro. So let's see. I know I have, here it is. Okay. I've located it in the algorithms. Now let's go ahead and pull up the chart. All right, so you see GoPro 2 has been in a well-defined downtrend. It has fallen from grace from almost $100 a share, you see 98.47, back in 2014 to a low of $7.15, and now we're at $8.34. And it looks like it's been trying to bottom for some time. It hasn't been able to do it. According to the algorithms, yes, this is in a parabolic situation, and the momentum is still extremely bearish. And this one is just not anywhere near ready to bounce yet. It's just nothing going on here. You had a little bit of, you had some signs of some high frequency stuff going on here, but not really. It's been slight. It's been light for the last 24 hours. And I think right now, yeah, you really haven't had that much going on here. Signs of institutional money or high speed, you got a little bit. You got a few marks, but not many along the way here. So this one, yeah, the last buy signal. I'm just trying to find where there's been one. I don't see it. Yeah, there hasn't been a successful buy signal on this one in a while. It's been just all down. Let's see. I'm trying to be fair and find you one. Okay, I found one. That was back on April the 18th of this year. And that was as the result of a rally alert, by the way, too. Go figure. You had 2 days back-to-back of rally alerts. It played out on the second day. And that's where the last one came from. Prior to that, you had back-to-back rally alerts on April the 6th and 7th, which panned out on that following Monday, the 10th. So Thursday and Friday, you got rally alerts. They manifested that following Monday and held you up. But then that's it. Right after that, it started going right back down again. So yeah, that's all you got. This one it's not ready yet. Ford has better potential with a possible buy signal from a support base than GoPro does. GoPro has nothing. All right, Fitbit and GoPro have nothing right now. You would need to see some type of confirmation on both of these. Fitbit and GoPro, no. Fitbit is closer to a possibility than GoPro. GoPro is absolutely not. If I had to rank these 30 to say, okay, which ones would you be looking to possibly buy on a bounce, I would have to go with Ford. Ford would be number 1. Fitbit would be number 2. GoPro would be 3, would be last. So if anything breaks, Ford will break first, then Fitbit, then GoPro. Okay? So that's what that's looking like. All right, what can we expect out of this NASDAQ 100? Well, it feels like Take Back Friday, doesn't it? But it's not. Today's only Thursday. We had the Fed mess up the markets yesterday. All right, I warned you that they were going to do that. They could do anything they want. It doesn't matter if it makes mathematical sense or not. Technically speaking, you cannot raise interest rates when interest rates are falling. That's ridiculous. Yield moves inversely to bond price. Yields have been falling through the floor because the bonds have broken out like I warned you about. I told you to watch out for that, and that's what happened. I said 153 was the support base, all right? And as long as that held, and we stated the high 154s that we were going to break into the 155. And yesterday we spiked to 156. And you know what I taught you about spikes. Bond prices are going higher. There's just nowhere. There's no two ways about it. Doesn't matter what the reason is. Just understand that the price action has been telling you that bond prices are going higher. And that's exactly what has happened. So the Fed said, we don't care. We're going to go ahead and raise these rates. Look at these ramps coming. I don't care what kind of correction you see. The market's only going up. It only has one trajectory, and that is up. Every time anyone tried to sell this market, they ended up getting their faces ripped off and upset because the market self-corrects itself and goes higher. It's just the nature of this beast. You can't stop it. It's gone parabolic on you. Back here, you couldn't see that. All you saw was this. Oh, the market's toast, the market's toast, the market's toast. This market is toast. Well, everyone was screaming back here. The market is toast. The market is toast. I'm telling you, well, this is the crash of economic proportions. It's crazy. And then, oops, did I say crash? See, what I meant to say was, that's a dead cat bounce, is it? Okay. Ooh, now what are you going to do? Now what are they saying? Back here they said the sky is falling. Here they said, we'll see what her hot one was. And then here they're saying, oops, they're silent. Where are they? Oh, we're going up. See, here we go. I tried to tell you we're gonna crash. Oh, did I say that? Still calling for that crash, huh? Still calling for that crash, huh? Crash, crash, crash. All right. So, NASDAQ hits 5907 half as a high, all-time high. Just 90 some points away from hitting my 6,000 target. And now we correct as the market gets ready to hit the next one. It's not going to change a thing. All right. I would not be surprised to see a strong correction here at all. Not when the markets run up hundreds of percent. I mean, what do you do with that? So the market is healthy enough to sustain a correction. All right. It's not a big deal. This market has a very wide support. You see these trend lines. They're way out yonder, okay? They just way out yonder. Come on, man. What you gonna do with that? All right, that means this market can pull back mad points, hundreds of points, and still be bullish. Still maintain its bullish complexion. All right? But while you're watching the news talk about the shooting, as bad as it is, it's taking your eyes away from what's really going on. The sad part is, too, that the mainstream media has lost all credibility because they've been caught manufacturing and making up news to the point where you don't know if you can trust anything that they say out of their mouth. You don't know if it's a real shooting. You don't know if it's a staged shooting. You don't know if it's some type of government operation or false flag. You don't know if it's crisis actors. You just don't know anything. You can't trust anything that they say anymore because they've been caught manufacturing falsehood. Some of the most horrific shootings in our nation's history have been exposed as operations, joint ventures with the military-industrial complex and the mainstream media all involved. Staged events. Even some of the real events have been exposed as staged events. All right? Do we have to remember the Gulf of Tonkin or Pearl Harbor or 9/11 or the fake weapons of mass destruction as an excuse to go and bomb the Middle East? Again and again? Come on, man. You cannot trust liars. It's like the boy who cried wolf. He cried wolf so much that when the real wolf came, no one believed him because he had lied so much. How can you believe a perpetual prevaricator? You can't. You're a habitual prevaricator. We can't believe anything you say. You're a liar. Tellers of fiction, not fact. So they've done it to themselves. They are the reason that they lost credibility. lost all credibility. So it's terrible to hear anyone getting shot. If the story is real, then our prayers go out to the man and his family. No one deserves to be gunned down in broad daylight. But on the flip side, if it is manufactured for whatever political ends or purpose, then we need to be aware of that and always just have questions in the back of our mind. Don't just take things at face value. All right, let's move on to another issue here. Let's talk about crude oil, because that's been in the news a lot. It's not a surprise to you guys that follow this channel because you've been warned about what's been going on. The last video I did, what did I talk to you about all these pointers? The last video I did, the Pointer Sisters and the silver lining. I went into depth about pointers. Where is this market going right now? Anybody? Anybody? Class, where is this market headed? It's been heading down. Why? Because this was pointing the way for you, God, people. I'm giving you top-notch information so that you can make money from it. You're not going to get this anywhere else. Nowhere else. All right? You're just not. So this is what it is, okay? When you come over to the Black Ops trading, this is what we do. All right? All day, every day. You get your papers, if you will, your orders down from on high, from the Pentagon, telling you what your marching orders are for the day. And then you go and you do it. It's just that simple. Even if you are working a full-time job, it's very simple. All you have to do when you get your information is put your orders in and go about your business. This is not day trading. This is not scalping. You're not a slave to your computer. I designed this so that if I so desire, I can put my trades in on my tickets and orders in on Sunday night and then walk away and come back Friday and be like, oh, I made some good money this week. Yep. No other place on the planet has anything even remotely close to that, where you can literally do that. But at Pulse Wave Trading, we do. So with that being said, let's talk. Let's move on. There's nothing else to see here. You know where this is headed. It's headed to the pointer. Pointer Sisters have another hit. All right, let's look at gold now. All right, I did tell you to look out that at some point the banks are going to come in here and try to beat this down again. And that's what they're doing. As soon as they get, no sooner than it gets out the cloud, here they come to beat it down. We had a failed top here. It's like a double top. And now the market's on this, headed on its way down. And this is not good. We have a negative pulse wave thing going on with this potential downtrend channel. We've already triggered a sell short this morning in this market. Got major support right here and right here around the 1252 to 1243 level. I did tell you that it's probably going to cut through here first and then find itself back on the other side. I did warn of that some time ago. All right, this is what this is looking like it's going to come back down to here somewhere. All right, and then try to cut back up again. We'll see. All right, it's already given up momentum for the week of 1267.60. That's what we need to close above in order to maintain the bullish outlook. Failure to do so will open up more downside for next week. And once again, the sell short has been triggered in this market. Those of you may want to consider getting long the paper. Let's take a look. See what that's looking like in the pre-market. All right, so far in the pre-market, it hit 49.22, and now it's pulled back to 48.96. All right. So you're going to want to probably consider getting long the paper. Consider. This is not a recommendation to buy or sell securities. Blah, blah, blah. All I'm saying is if you look at the DLG, it's been in a pronounced downtrend. All right. And now it's trying to pop. I say trying. All right, this market has been trying to get its footing, trying to rally, and has failed. Now, this market finally got a breakout as of yesterday. Let's take a look. Take a look-see from the intraday chart here. So you can see it down here in the middle. Finally got a little something going on after continued downness. Here we go. Here we go. Looking at the weekly chart, blowing it up a little bit more for you. Here you go. So it's going to try to do one of these thingies again, hit its head up here, and then fall down again. That's what I'm seeing for this, okay? The trend is still locked in on the downside, and it's showing overboughtness. And we have a crash alert for DGLD today, all right? That's what we got going on. So it's one of those watch and see what we do. See what can happen. Silver. All right, silver has been the weaker little brother here to gold. All right, downtrend channel intact, and we're falling, all right, off of the cliff. Lost all momentum. In order to relock it back in, you need to close above $17.15 this week to put it into this. But right now, the next leg down is looking like it's going to be putting us into the lower 15s. And we do have a rally alert today for the silver futures. Go figure. But it doesn't look like that's going to pan out. Not at all. This one is in danger right now of triggering the sell short. Oh, I'm sorry, it already has. Sell short's been triggered on this one, just like gold. And I don't know what else to tell you on that one. It's not looking good for that. All right, let's look at a few other things here. Let's switch the gears to natural gas. All right, natural gas has been struggling. It's in a downtrend channel. It broke the $3 support. All right, and if it closes below $3, then it's going to be an issue. All right, it cannot close below $3 on a consistent basis. I'm thinking that it's just going to waffle around here, you know, in a Kumo cloud of death, and then you got a nice little rampage if it can break out to the upside, but beyond that, we don't have nothing. I think the long-term trend is still going to be up. And when it gets its act together, I think it's a decent buy. But as of right now, it's disappointing. We're already out of longs. We got out of longs when this market first started experiencing its problems. So, but it was not a sell short candidate at this time. It was just a get out of longs. Not every get out of long is a stop and reverse to get short. Just want to put that out there. Sometimes you have to get out and stand aside and wait for your next signal. All right. But no, this was not a sell short candidate. You could have gotten short at that 299 level, but it's really not a lot of money on the table at this point because you're in the Kumo cloud of death. So, nah, I wouldn't be looking to stop and reverse on that. Not in a Kumo cloud of death. All right, so right now this market is just not ready. But I think the next move, the next breakout will be pretty substantial. We topped out at that 343 level and just gave the ghost almost immediately afterwards. I want to say like same day. And then the next day just confirmed it. And we've been down ever since. Ever since 3:30, we've been down. So market needs to get back up to that inflection point from wherever the low is going to end up. But it's looking like another leg down is getting ready to get built. So, yeah, but it's in the Kumo cloud of death. And as of yesterday's price action, the last 24 hours, we have a situation where it is the beginning stages where it could go parabolic to the downside. But because we're in a Kumo cloud of death, things can turn on a dime. But just to let you know, it looks like we could go parabolic to the downside. All right. Okay, so let's move along. Let's get to the next thing here. Let's see, we did gold, we did silver, we did natural gas. I talked about bonds. Let's pull up a bond chart. Just want to see what that looks like. All right, as you can see, it's been moving well off its lows now. Bumping up against resistance here. This is going to be a good test. Needs to close, if it's going to do it, about 155.20 this week. All right. If it does that, that's a really strong bullish sign. Then it can make a run to the bottom of the Kumo cloud here, the 159. Remember I told you about that several videos back? That's what we're looking at, the bottom of the Kumo cloud. And chances are if it can hit it, it might even break outside the cloud and get into the 160s. And then we're off to the races from there. So, you know, it still has a lot to work out, but don't think it's not possible, people. All right? Look at this. Look at this long base. If you look at the long term, it looks like this is a big base for support. It's being built. Bonds could go parabolic, people. I'm just saying. Look out for your bonds, all right? Look out for your berry bonds, all right? Right now, it's in a baby trend, okay? It's in a little baby uptrend within a longer term downtrend. So you gotta look at it. Shorts are liquidating, have been liquidating. Haven't had a choice. So let's switch over to the paper side of things so you can see what this is looking like. Well, that's the future, so let's go to the paper. Look at TLT. All right, here's your TLT. It's closer to the bottom of its Kumo cloud, which means that it has a higher degree of possible success of breaking through here. So the TLT is better priced, and you can see that it's trying to really get something started here. All right, so once it hits the 128, that's going to be its first resistance, and then boom. All this one does need to do is close above 124.56, and it's good to go, and it looks like it's definitely going to do that. So TLT is in play. Bonds are in play, people. All right, let's talk about this Bitcoin. Let's deal with the elephant in the room. Bitcoin has had a substantial, sharp reversal. You see on this ticker, BTSC, got all the way up to 20 cents. Now it's reversed all the way down to 7.5 cents. All right. Big reversal there. Question is, where do we go from here? There was news out about this particular ticker somewhat. All right. And it's about the CEO, CFO, president of ticker symbol BTSE. And it seems that Joel C. Snyder, who is the CEO, CFO, president of this company, has been in a little trouble in the past for fraud. Also wiping out a couple of publicly traded companies that he took over. And it does not seem that he has any background in computer technology, computer coding, or anything like that. So this is something to look out for. All right. I don't see how this person will be allowed to be involved in any other publicly traded companies. If every time he comes out with a company, it goes to zero. And or if he's been cited for fraud. The Securities Exchange Commission should be doing a better job if that is all true. All right, let's look at GBTC. Similar picture here. As you can see, it's been coming off as well. All right, hitting the 350 mark after hitting $565. So this thing has had a whopping reversal. All right. And really all you're doing is retracing the move of this bar right here because it's such a substantial move. So we're probably going to do a 61.8% retracement, and that's going to get it down to here. All right, so we're getting at, what, 278.45. So you got about another, what, 70 bucks to the downside coming. It's just the way I see it. Let me go back. All right, this one looks like it's already done it. All right, it's already done it. Weird pattern here, isn't it? It's almost like a bearish engulfing candle, but not really. And if you look at price action, we have done that reversal down to here. It's already there. 0.0672 cents would be pretty much perfect. So we have a few more pennies to the downside it could go before reversing though. So there you go. If this thing is going to be real and stand, then that's what's up. And on this day, well, I can say this week, you had almost 100 million shares take place. This week we had over 250 million shares. And then so far this week, we only got 26 million shares. All right, so there's a lot going on here. Had a lot of selling here. A lot of selling on this one. This one didn't hardly have as many, but actually a lot less. And then here we are. So it's interesting. I almost want to say it appears that this right here is the big players, maybe all liquidating. Let me see something here, because I just caught that. Let me see. Let me just see here. sometimes you gotta, some things hit you. Okay, I do have institutional operations on the negative momentum side on yesterday. I'm sorry, no, the 13th. So where were you hiding at? And on the day of, on the close of that 20-cent high, I did get a crash alert. This is interesting. This didn't stand out to me before, but it is now. So I got a crash alert on the day that we hit the high of 20 cents. And then the following day, you got another crash alert. And both of them played out. Then we got more crash alerts. And then we got another crash alert today. This is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let me see. All right, so key support is going to be a nickel on this one. And that's going to be our proof on this one. It looks like it's, all right, I'll tell you what it looks like. Just reading the algorithms. It almost looks like the big players, including the CEO or whoever else, dumped all of their shares. And now they're ready for this one to go to zero. And then they're going to walk away and go to another company. I hope and pray that I'm wrong on this one, because that would be terrible fraud. I mean, absolutely terrible. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted on this one. I'll be watching it because I've had my eye on this one. That would be pretty sick. All right, let's wrap this up. Let's look at rally alerts and all that of note. Okay, I have a rally alert in silver. That would be a wish and a prayer for that to happen. Looking at cobalt, ticker symbol CIE. It has a rally alert. Dust has a rally alert. Let's see. Another company, GAHC, has a rally alert. JDST has a rally alert, and who cares? SIL has a rally alert. I don't think that's going to happen. SLV, nope, not going to happen. UGLD, nah, and USLV. And then oversold, we have the gold futures. So, not getting the bounce though. But it's still early, you never know. All right, anything else of note on here? Oh, institutions. Sneaky institutional movements and Bank of America and JP Morgan and the financial spider that I showed you, or whatever you call it, XLF, and the NASDAQ shares itself, ticker symbol NDAQ, looking at the exchange itself. All right, so we got some sneaky peeks on the long side of those markets. So that's going to be interesting. And I think that's about it. Let's look at crash alerts real quick, because I have many of them. All right, CIE. So cobalt is at a crossroads where it's going to break up or break down, because you got both a rally and crash alert. So there's heavy heavy trading there. Let's see. First, Bitcoin Capital has a crash alert. Bank of America has a crash alert. JP Morgan has a crash alert. NDAQ, the NASDAQ, the Financial Spider has a crash alert. XLF. Let's see. Junior miner, gold miners. JDXJ has a crash alert along with JNUG. Knickknack Paddywhack has a crash alert. US Steel has a crash alert. What else is new? AMD has one. Bitcoin itself, the Bitcoin has one. BTSC has one. Dry ships. NVIDIA, oil, the OIH, SHOP, SHOP, the S&P 500, Goldman Sachs, the Russell, IWM, the Spider, SPY, uranium, URA, let's see, natural resources, GNR, Ethereum has a crash alert, junk bonds, J&K, Amazon and Facebook are all called lower. So keep a lookout because that has a plethora of securities. Those are just some of the main ones that I always keep my eye on. All right, that's all we got. So remember, do yourself a favor, come on over and learn about trading these markets. Learn how you can provide an additional source of income for you and your family. Learn how to hedge your physical gold and silver portfolios. Learn how to make money in Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right, as we now cover both of those. All right, learn how to trade those profitably. Learn how to lock in profit along the way and not get your face completely ripped off by way of giving all your profits back. Come on over to postwavetrading.com. And remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. Peace.